I want to know when you met him and the circumstances in which you met him.
Actually, I texted him about counseling about marriage. I was in a relationship, and I had a friend that sings in his church here in Lagos, just like got married. So I was like curious, how did you know this man was the right person for you? So I was asking my friend Vivian, and she was like, "Oh, a man of God told me that he's the perfect, the right person, everything, that he's a real man of God." So I was curious. I'm like, "Oh, I have the same problem. I'm very scared to go into marriage without at least knowing that this person is right. So if you could pass me whatever contacts I can contact him." And she was like, "You can just text him your problem and he will reply you." I'm like, "So that's it?" She said, "Okay." I got his number, and I didn't even call him for a while because that period he had a program in Canada where I lived. So this program was 3 days. I flew all the way from Vancouver to Toronto for 3 days just for his program. And he called people for counseling in person, face-to-face counseling, but I didn't want to meet him. I didn't go in person. I had his number. I thought, okay, I would just text him my problem. After the program, I went back to Vancouver. I flew 5 hours all the way back to Vancouver, and I texted him. I told him my name, my problem. I have this man, and I want to get married. I don't know if this is right for me. I'm confused. Then he just replied me, "Where are you texting from?" I said, "Vancouver, Canada." He was like, "I just left Canada. Why didn't you come and see me in person?" And I said, "I didn't want to meet you. I just wanted to know, because I know people want to meet you. I don't want to go through the stress. I just want to know this very thing. I don't have to queue up for this." Then he was like, "I like that. Can I call you?" I said, "Yes." He called me, and I was all shaking. A man, Apostle Suleman, calling me. So I was like, wow. Then he said, okay, he likes my voice, if I could send him my BBM pin. I said, okay. I sent him the pin. Then all of a sudden he was asking for my pictures. I sent him the pictures. Then he was like, oh, he's so embarrassed that he likes me. I said, okay, hold on. I was worried. I'm like, I'm scared. What are you talking about? You like me and all that. Like, what is going on? You're married. Then he said, okay, actually, if he could confide in me. I said, okay, this is big, but I'll take it. He said, my wife doesn't sexually attend to me no more, that she loves God too much. And all she does is just church stuff and the children, that he's like, he needs that thing, but he's a man of God. He doesn't want to just go anywhere to get it. I mean, I see him as someone really close. I used to see him as someone really close to God, like someone up there. When they talk to you, they know more. You're supposed to trust them. So I said, okay, have you done this before? He said, yeah. That was when he told me about Daniela Okeke and all that. So I said, okay. Then we started communicating via BBM. I was asking him more questions to be sure he knows what he's talking about, like he's not going crazy. And really, he sounded like, don't look at me like that. I am really this kind of man that does this thing. Don't look at me with the pastor, because that's how I look at him. Don't look at me with the pastor, I do this thing. I'm like, okay, my bad. So all of a sudden, he was like, I'll send you money right now. I said, really? He said, yeah. Then he sent me $6,000 like this, without seeing me, So that made me thought from an apostle, that made me thought this was real. Like, he might not be lying. Maybe he really needs this thing, and maybe God is trying to tell me, okay, I'm sending a man of God to you to tell you. So I don't know, all of these things. When you trust a man of God, you're supposed to. So that was how we started, and we all talked, and he invited me over to meet him up in Napoli, Italy. So that was all. That was how we started.
For somebody who has never met you one-on-one, he could let out all those secrets to you at the very first time you guys are talking.
Okay, we're talking
at
about.
At what point? I want to know. At what point in your conversation, as in, is it the third call, the fourth call, the fifth call, that he now opened up to you? At what point in that conversation?
That would be like the second call, because I was really strict about it. Okay. I was really strict about it. Well, we're talking about a spiritual man. This is not an ordinary. He sees more than the physical, that's how I see him. And in the society, I believe people know he's more than just a past. He's like a spiritual person. He always tells me, "Oh, you said I'm a nice person," and he doesn't know why he trusts me. That's what he said. He said he sees more than the physical, that he sees more than just my face, that he sees my heart, according to him, that I'm not a bad person. And that I never really took a picture of me and him. Like, I never thought this would come up like this. I never thought it would go like this badly, and him arresting me and everything, you know.
So are you saying at the beginning you didn't know he was this big? At what point did you realize, okay, this man I'm talking with is actually a very known man of God? At what point in that relation? How long was this relationship?
From 2015 till last year.
Okay, that's like 2 years or thereabout, a year plus?
A year plus.
Okay, at what point did you know, okay, this man is really big?
As soon as he started talking to me, he started telling me how big he is. He has churches in over 56 countries, according to him. He was telling me, you know, when you're trying to get someone's attention, you do all you can. This kind of big person calling me like 3-4 times a day, that was like, to me, I'm like, wow. He's an older person, he tries to convince me. And I see him like someone really close to God. I really don't have any reason to doubt him, you know, because I trusted him. Before I come to you for counseling, I must have really trusted you and see you as someone that can help me. So whatever he was saying, I was saying that, okay, maybe God is using this person to say something. I mean, what else would I be thinking?
So at what point when did you meet him? When did you go physical with him?
That same month, June, I went. In less than 2-3 days, he sent me $6,000.
And that blew you up.
I was like, wow.
If I get $6,000,
I mean,
the same way.
Even before I went to him, he still sent me another $6,000 to get ticket. That first money was just so, okay, I met you and I'm saying something to you and I'm real with it. That was just the first money, and I can do this for you, because he started talking. Oh, I will do this, I will get you a house. You know, he started talking. At the first time he started speaking to me, he was just talking to me a lot.
That was after seeing your photographs?
Yes, he saw my photograph that same day. He asked for it. So I sent it to him thinking maybe he wants to pray with it, or at least get some vision from my physical look, you know. I sent him 3 different pictures, and he said, okay, he was embarrassed that he likes me. He doesn't know how to tell me. So that was like, you know, someone you see like you're shaking for, you know. I'd never wanted to meet him in person. He had a program in my country. I never wanted to, because I didn't want anything. I just wanted the benefit of having a man of God around you, you know.
So your girlfriend didn't give you a heads up like, you have to be careful with this man?
When I started talking to him, the first thing he told me to swear was not to tell anybody, because of who he is in the society. He said you have to swear never to tell anyone or get me in trouble. I didn't see you like someone that can get me in trouble. That's why I'm doing this with you. So it was like I should promise him not to tell anybody. Even some of my friends I told that messaging me now, was this person you told me of? I didn't even mention his name. You know how you're in a relationship, you want to tell your friends about what's going on. This man is spending money for you, invites you to different countries. You want to tell your friends. I just my friends, of course, but I wouldn't mention his name. That's how faithful I was to him.
Now, I'm trying to ask you questions that were not in your press conference earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And like you mentioned, Protea Hotel,
yeah.
GRA.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, how does he operate? Because an apostle, his class, he has people as personal assistants.
Mm-hmm.
How do you meet in that hotel?
He would go take a hotel or be at social room, or like I would be in the room. He would just come like a ghost. I don't know how he does it. He tells me people are waiting for him outside, blah blah blah. I just wanted to see my baby. So I would just wait for him in the room and just hope he comes. I mean, when you're waiting for that kind of person, you're calling, you're eager, because he's busy, you don't know if he will forget about you. So you're pressing just to meet him. You'll be very distracted. You'll be very distracted from every other things. You would focus on just to meet this person you flew all the way to see, that kind of thing. So I really don't know how he walks through the hallway. I don't know how he gets past the reception, but all I know is we meet in the bedroom all the time.
So do you know any of his aides, any of his personal assistants?
I never met them apart from the day I went to his church with my mother.
Okay.
They announced nobody could see him, but he messaged me that I could come to him, and he had to tell his protocols. I never met any of them before. Even in Europe, he told me that people were coming to his office in his room in the morning. We had to discharge, so he walked me to the next hotel to take a room because he had already called them. They said there would be vacancy the next day, so I slept in his hotel. Then the next morning he had to walk me. He didn't even take a taxi just for his personality. He wouldn't take a taxi. It wasn't that far, but it could be dangerous by 4 a.m. in the morning. I was scared, but he wasn't. He was like, oh, he couldn't take a taxi and he didn't want to send me. He wants to spend more time with me. This is someone that we do so much personal stuff together that made me thought, I want to stay here. He's older than me. He's closer to God. Like, if he advised me this is okay, who am I to say otherwise when you trust someone? Who was I to say, oh, daddy, this? The only thing I was against was the threesome thing. And he kept referring to his ex-girlfriend. She does it all the time. But I couldn't, you're telling me you want to get married to me. How true is it if you want to sleep with my friend? I couldn't do that. I thought that was wrong. That was the only thing I was fighting with him for.
So at what point in this relationship, at what point did you have this? At what point did you say this is enough? I don't know what caused the rift between two of you, but what could have gotten it this far?
Are you talking about how he got me arrested?
I'm saying before he got you arrested, something must have triggered it. What was it between two of you? At what point did he say? Because he loved you.
Well, according to
him, you're telling me now. At what point would you want to hurt somebody you love? Why would you want to embarrass you?
Well, he arrested me to hide his lies. After I personally asked, I insisted on my rights to compensation because how I lost the baby, he gave me something to drink to lost my baby that he wanted, according to him, and I didn't get myself pregnant. So when I was stealing blood, this whole process, I started hating him, like the lies, messing with my life. And I remembered him telling me about one of his girlfriend that got pregnant for him. He told her to take it out. She refused and she stabbed herself. That was what he told me. So I was seeing the whole manipulation. This man has been doing this not once, not twice. Like this thing has been going on. So how many people has he actually done this to? Actually died during bleeding because I bleeded for over 1 year. I was bleeding. From September 2015 to October 2016, I was stooling blood from the day he gave me, so that very day. How coincidental that is. That very day, this is a man of God. After asking for my right of compensation this year, personally, like just quietly, he sent people to arrest me just to hide his, I don't know what he was trying to do. This is a man of God. Even if I was lying, a man of God would be like, I will leave you to my God. That is how I know a man of God is supposed to fight. You don't take government, you don't take the law, you don't take the police to arrest a girl. How old am I? They roughhanded me. They beat me up like I'm a thief. They spray pepper spray on my face. Like I've been unable to get myself till now. I slept in jail for 6 days. This Apostle Suleman did that to me. What was he trying to hide? And I heard about people going around saying this is a political thing. People are sponsoring me. Where were these people when he was arresting me?
Yeah.
Where were these people when I slept in jail for 6 days? I suffered. Where were they? Why did they not protect me? Because if governments were sending you or political people, they would protect you because
I don't look that stupid to go anywhere without protection if someone is putting me up to this. My life is very important. And right now, I'm still fighting for my rights as a human being, as a Nigerian. I think I have a right for compensation for everything I've lost. Do you remember how I don't know if I said this before, he relocated me from Canada to Nigeria at September 2015 to be here after I told him I was pregnant. I thought this was it. You know, he said, leave everything, and come. I left my house, I left my cars, I left my properties, I left everything. You know, I don't know. This is from a man of God.
Yeah, so you came into the country September?
Yeah.
And you took the concussion September?
That same month, because
where precisely?
The hotel close to Airport Hotel. There's a hotel when you're coming this way. I can't remember. It was a new hotel that at the time. I was going to Airport Hotel. When I got there from the taxi from airport, the taxi man convinced me Airport Hotel is expensive. This one is nice as Airport Hotel, but it's not as he convinced me. It's very close to Airport Hotel. This is Airport Hotel. There's a gas station here, and there's a road. There's a new hotel on the right. There's a gas station after I don't know the name, but I know that hotel is a new hotel at the time. And this guy convinced me to get into don't waste your money in the airport hotel. Just be here. It's the same thing.
Were you going to pay for the room?
I paid. It gives me a lot of money. What is room?
Okay, that's what I'm saying. At that point, you did the arrangements.
Yeah,
okay,
I paid for the room.
Okay, then what happened?
He came.
No, I mean, at what point did you take the concussion?
When he came, he brought this. It was like a juice. He called it. Is it Bloody Mary or something? He called this juice. He said he loved. That's all it takes. He doesn't. I said okay. I took it. I thought we were gonna drink it together. I trusted him. Daddy bought me something. Why wouldn't I drink it? I drank it, and he ordered for food to distract me from knowing that he was drinking the same thing. He said, "Oh, I'm hungry." So I said, okay. He called and he ordered for food, pepper soup, goat pepper soup, and I was just drinking. Then after that, then we did all of that.
Okay, you
gave me money.
You used the word manipulation.
Yeah.
Do you think he's diabolic?
Yes, someone that tried to kill me, is that a man of God? Yes. But that's he tried to kill me. After, even killing the baby, is that a attitude of a man, an apostle, getting someone else pregnant, lying to them that makes the whole world think that I'm the one that... He sees women every day. I never met him before the day we met for physical stuff. He sees women every day. You can't tell me I was the one that... He sees women every day. Who am I? Who is one woman that wants to distract you if you are not like that? Who is one woman? He sees women every day. So I don't know. Yes, I think so, because he told me by himself that the girl, when I was pregnant and he was telling me he was done, right? I started imagining the same thing. Should I go kill myself? The same. Then I remember what he told me about his ex-girlfriend that stabbed herself. She was pregnant. How could one stab oneself? You're happily pregnant with the baby you want, because when you're with this man, it puts you in a position that you can't even think of any other person or thing. You just feel like you're in heaven, because it gives you, it uses money to buy you physically, but mentally and spiritually, he's taking over you. So when that kind of person says it's over, you want to kill, where will you start from? Then I start remembering the girl that stabbed herself. Then I was like, this is not happening to me. I have mouth, I have to talk, people have rights. This is an apostle. You're not supposed to kill people or kill babies.
So after the day he gave you concussion, have you seen him again?
No, but then we started doing FaceTiming and all that.
People want to know, what is it you want?
Yeah, I want compensation for the damages, definitely. For the arrest, for the losing of baby, my house, my cars. I want compensation for those, and I want a public apology from him for the humiliation and everything. Everyone going around calling me names. That is none of my business. They're supposed to let God judge. He is supposed to let God judge. When I met him in person with my lawyer to to compensate me for damages, he's not supposed to turn around and use police because he thinks he's like he has power. You know, he wants to use his power over this one civilian, one individual girl. He just used the police to arrest me, froze my accounts. A man of God. So I think things didn't go according to his plans because God is God. Nobody can be God when there is God. You know? So I want a public apology for all this humiliation, and I want him to beg for forgiveness to his church and God. Because I heard people saying, oh, he says he was the one that is saying anybody that sees anyone that wants to kill Christians to kill. They can say these things, they do worse. It doesn't matter if someone say don't kill, it means they are safe. No. People should really think about this thing. If someone is putting me up to this, how did I not get protection the day he was bringing police to harass me, a young girl? How did I not get protected? How did I stay in jail for 6 days? People should really think about everything he's done to me. As an individual, this is a man of God, an apostle of God.
Okay, there's this thing that your last interview, you say no matter what he does, he loves ending it from the back.
Yes.
Okay, now, I had discussion with friends. I'm confused. For a girl, for a lady, I thought from the back is from the back. But people are interpreting it to me.
Oh.
If you get, I'm sure
Yeah.
you know what I mean. So,
Okay.
which of them? Which of the
It's
backs?
actually the right way, actually, because if I couldn't be a lesbian or have something to do with a threesome with another woman, why would I do it? My body is really intact, like everything is still intact, so still the normal way, but it's just that he makes you turn around, which makes me think he's very secretive all the time. Well, but that's none of my business. That's his fetish.
But are you worried at the division in social media, his church, their reaction to your allegation? I'll call it allegation,
Yeah,
because it's actually,
of course.
you know, are you worried at, does it bother you how people are reacting to this?
I know you already got the answer because I really don't look worried, but if you want me to say it, I am not worried at all because I know God is in control and God must be God no matter what. So he knows the truth and he knows how everything is going, and I believe he's going to take control and he will prove it. That's all I know, and I am very confident because I know it's not my fault that all of this is going on and there's this allegation about this man of God that you look really high. It's not my fault. It happened. This really happened. It's not my fault. And now I am urging the police I am requesting the police to arrest Apostle Suleman because he did that to me first. And nobody should blame me because these are the petitions, if you want to have a copy of it. These are the petitions we sent to the... Okay.
No, keep talking.
Okay, these are the petitions which we've sent to the police to arrest Apostle Johnson Suleman for all of these allegations. I want them to investigate him. You know, if possible, they should get a polygraph test. Have you ever tried to kill this girl before? Let me not say, okay, because there was a day I was talking to him recently. It was like, did I put a gun in your head to sleep with you? It's a normal thing. You think because you have Skype picture, it's a normal thing. You are an apostle, for crying out. You are not just a normal man, a normal known man. This is not politics. This is real. You are supposed to be a good leader of God.
So after this confrontation, after you can drop it. After you've been picked up by the police, you have spoken with him?
No, before.
Okay, before the pickup.
Yeah, because I was just requesting for my rights from him.
How much were you requesting for?
Well, we haven't gotten to even that extent.
Okay.
Actually, I was just like coming in and was like, okay, this is really brutal. My whole life from 2015 till last year was gone. You know, I take it really seriously because I'm a person.
Was this about we are women?
Yeah.
Was this about I'm in love with you. I'm not going to let you go. Instead of me to lose you, I'll destroy you. What's this about this?
No, or is there a third one? Because the two you were just like no.
Yeah, I'm trying to be careful with my
Or
use
the
of
truth,
words.
or I'm
Yes.
just fighting for my rights because he must have done this to women and gotten away
This
with
one
it.
is too much. This
It's
man,
too
I can't let you
much.
go. I
No,
don't know
not
if
the
you get what I
love.
mean.
No,
No, not the love, the money. If you take care of me, I love good life.
No,
I'm a woman
not
like
after
you,
I
so
seen,
is it
not
you
after
don't want-
I seen death with my own eyes. Not after that. Yes, at first when he sent me 6,000 baht, I said, well, I'll keep this secret, of course. If I keep getting this, I'll keep the secret. But not after I killed my baby and I'm still in blood. You want me to want that kind of money? That's rituals money. I want to kill myself. That means I just want to kill myself if I still want that. Hell no.
So after the baby was gone, to you it was like let's
I
end it
hated
here.
him.
Let's hold on. After the baby was gone, you said, okay, let's end it here. Pay me off. Let me go my way.
I didn't even say anything about
Okay.
payment because I was fighting for my life. I didn't have time. I just was running away from him. He kept calling. I was running away from him. He kept calling. So I was trying to focus on being better in my own health and being alive. So I didn't have time to do all of that.
Yeah, so why didn't you just let it go if you didn't have time for that? You know,
At the time,
Yeah.
yeah. But now that, like, okay, when he was calling me, don't forget this is a spiritual person. When someone is wanting someone, they go both physical, and I don't want to even start about the spiritual things here. I don't want to even talk about it. It wasn't when he started calling me, after I noticed everything wasn't right, I was running. He didn't stop. He kept calling. I had series of dreams disturbing me. At the time, whenever I'm with a friend that we're getting there, with, like, maybe I met a guy, then we're talking, the guy started dreaming of a man. Why is someone disturbing me? Why is someone telling me to leave you alone? I've had that more than twice, 2 people telling me that. I was in a deep shit with this man. My whole life was like, wow. But I was just waiting to get better, because what doesn't kill you is going to definitely make you better. I was just waiting to get better. You don't expect me to do 2 things at a time. My life was precious. After I got my life, that doesn't mean I'm going to keep quiet and let him kill people and let him oppress people. He is not God. And I'm not just saying it because I heard he did it to me. Why did he do it to me if he doesn't want to face it? I don't forget that I told you that he told me his wife was not attending to him anymore, and I believed him. And I think that was why I went to jail, and God punished me for that. I faced I faced everything I got. I had asked for mercy, and God gave it to me, and I came out. So I want him to face the same thing. He has to ask for his own mercy. He did it, and he needs to ask for his own mercy. If he keep denying it, God will expose him, and I know that. I am a person with rights. He's a Nigerian. I am a Nigerian. He's close to God. He shouldn't lie to people. If he doesn't want to get himself into a mess, he shouldn't lie to people and use people and try to kill them. He tried to kill me. That didn't work. In physical, he still came to arrest me. Just now, you heard about it. I was in jail for 6 days.
I know, and there's also this rumor that you were blackmailing him with your boyfriend. You met a new man and you were calling and blackmailing him.
Yeah.
Were you hold on down.
Yeah.
Were you calling with your boyfriend? Were you I heard even at the bank where you were picked up, you were there with your boyfriend.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, when you say boyfriend, is a boy and is a friend.
Yes, a friend.
Yeah,
the
a friend.
Social media says boyfriend.
Well,
I'm
let me
just
correct
using
that. There's no relationship there. It's
Good.
just
A friend.
someone that goes to his church in Canada, right? And I think he just bought like a van for one of his churches there, and he met me sick. I was bleeding when I met him through a friend. We were all talking about it, and they were like, "This person goes to his church," and I'm like, "Keep it." Then I had to tell him this is what he was like. This is a lie. He had to see the blood. He was just following up. That's someone that's just interested in a man. Is this person a man of God? We take it seriously. I don't know. Like, Nigerians need to think. We all are human beings. And before he's done it to this point, I am not the one that is doing all of this. I think God is exposing someone. Before he's done it to this point, he must have done it before. He must have gotten away with it. And you all are just saying, oh, he's a man of God, but he's not supposed to do some certain things because of his title. He's not supposed to live like others. He's supposed to be a good example, right? So when I thought he was of a good example. Then he said, can I confide in you? That word, I understand what that word means. And he said his wife doesn't attend to him anymore. That was where I'm like, oh, you could tell me this kind of thing? I thought it was all true and everything. It was said, wow, it's been a long time that he's had a girlfriend before. So I'm like, who? I had to know who. That was when I asked him who. Because I was digging deep to know if he knows what he's talking about, Well,
so at what point did he mention the OKK girl?
At that moment, he had to tell me. I didn't know the girl that stabbed herself, but he told me about the OKK one. He told me different people he slept with and paid 400,000 per night, but I don't know them by name. I know facially, but some actress, but I don't know them by names. Yeah.
I also heard at some point he tried to reach you through somebody. Can you just tell me about that?
Yeah, he sent a man. He called him his exact assistant pastor, according to him. Let me check his name for a second. I think it's Victor something. Oh, this phone. Okay. Victor Inyala.
Okay.
So he introduced himself as Victor Inyala. He said that was his assistant pastor, exact assistant. I don't know how true that was. And that was the meeting he ever spoke to me. That was the meeting. He sent someone to settle, and whatever we said in that meeting, he carried it out as blackmail. And when this guy came, this Victor person in Yala came, he said that he didn't come to talk about money, that I should tell him whatever I wanted. Everything I want, I should tell him. His own is to pass the message over to Apostle. And this was the same man, took everything we said, gave it to the police, and Apostle did this. Set up this meeting by himself and used my word against me at the police station.
Thank you, Doctor.